Canada.
Put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey, man, call your mother.
It means nothing. It means nothing.
No, they lying to you. It's about the money.
Now you're more fluent.
All right. Good evening, hockey fans, Leaf fans. How we doing? It is Monday, October 21st. Here again with my co-host Caroline after a big dub for the good guys. Very exciting game. We got a lot to cover, especially coming off a big win. But yeah, that was a fun one, huh?
Super fun.
An enjoyable Monday night.
Yeah, big Monday. Love to see the couple notches from Willie and the whole team firing. I think you mentioned you were happiest. You think that's the best they played in a while?
It felt like the most complete game, like a 60-minute effort where, yeah, we'll probably talk about maybe a couple guys who were passengers out there, but for the most part, all the lines were going. Great goaltending. Stolarz was unreal again. The D was good. They really kind of, obviously there were a couple big saves Stolarz had to make, but for the most part, the D played well on their own end, keeping guys like Kucherov and Point and Gensel, who have just been dynamic so far this year. So the fact that they didn't really look dangerous at all. Like power play was shut down till the last kind of goal and then a couple minutes to go. Yeah.
Kucherov's had a goal in every game so far. And so I took him as anytime goal scorer tonight. And so I'm sort of, watching him, of course, on the power play and when he's down low. We had his lanes totally blocked off. It was like Toronto traffic. Just as bad as you get in the downtown core. We were closing those arteries for him. And
love the analogy there, Caroline. Love it.
Well, it didn't really work, right? Because Toronto traffic could be meant, it could be our skaters. But no, I did mean traffic from, cars.
No, I got it. I liked it.
Good. So, yeah, we shut them down big time. And our power play looked pretty good.
Improved for sure.
It's improving. I guess we're moving the needle a little bit every game. But I guess if we're talking special teams, probably the story tonight was the PK.
Definitely. Yeah, they killed that 2-man advantage. I was like a 4-minute 5-on-3, and it really didn't feel like there was too many. I mean, obviously, again, Stolarz had to be big. You had to make a couple good saves, but it wasn't like a shooting gallery. It wasn't like the Leafs were just kind of hanging on. It felt like they were in control. But I guess that's what happens when you have the eliminator back there. Number 8, Chris Tanev. This guy's unreal. Guy's got no fear. He's a warrior. We're going to have to get used to the fact that he will look like he's out for the season at least one time every game. Because the guy just blocks shots like he's got that no fear. And obviously when you block 5 a game, which is kind of, I think, his average right now, you're probably going to take at least 1 or 2 in a spot that's going to hurt for a little bit more. You're not always going to get it off the front of the shin pad, but it's just hilarious. It's almost like you just get so accustomed to, okay, he's limping, he's hobbling. But yeah, he's good. He's good.
Give him 10, 15 seconds. He'll be back at it.
Totally. I freaking love the guy. I love the guy. It's just so different from any Leaf defenseman we've had in God knows how long.
Yeah.
Since Markov, Yushkevich.
Yeah, you're saying that. Do you think that culture of blocking shots, of, sacrificing the body, is that brushing off on some of our other D-men, would you say?
I think there's a little bit of that. I mean, I think Benoit, McCabe were always pretty comfortable doing that. So I don't think they've it's probably going to make them probably more brave in that regard. But I don't think Riley has ever been too afraid to try and do that. He's not great at it, but block the odd shot. But I think tonight, because I was looking at the game stats before, I think the block shots, I think it was a pretty incredible amount that we had. Where are we here? 1 second. Bear with me because it was pretty impressive.
Austin got that big block shot in the final minutes there.
Yeah, at least blocked 18 shots tonight.
Wow.
18. That's pretty good. I think Tanev had 6, but no, he had 7. My God, Tanev. My God.
What do you think?
Extra ice bag. My God.
Do you think he's gonna one of these times? Like, I know you said he just rushes it off, but is this just? Are we destined to get an injury from Tanev sooner rather than later because of this?
All right, moving on to the next topic, Caroline. We will not be discussing.
We won't put that in the universe. Okay, totally fair.
He doesn't get hurt. He doesn't get hurt.
Really?
Well, no, sorry. He gets hurt. Yeah. He doesn't miss a lot of games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has missed a handful pretty much every year, 5-6 games, but it's been a while since he's had that, like, really big 10-15 game season where he's missed. So,
damn.
Yeah.
Love it. We need that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess just in terms of the breakdown scoring, just for those tuning in who maybe didn't catch the game because it obviously wasn't broadcasted on the usual Sportsnet or TSN. But maybe before we do that, what was your feeling on the debut of the Maple Leafs on Amazon Prime? How'd you like it?
Well, at first, I'm watching pregame or whatever on TSN Sports Center, and then I'm going to my Google, friggin' entering the app. I didn't like that. Like, I didn't like having to click away from cable to go into the app. It wasn't immediately clear where to find the game, so I was kind of stressed that I was going to miss out on like a couple minutes of playtime. I didn't end up missing anything. What I did like, Josh, I love this actually, was before the game, instead of cutting to like a panel or pregame discussions, they showed the entirety of warmups, and then they showed the pregame show on the ice where they do all the lights, the Zamboni driver. So we don't really see that on like a TSN or Sportsnet broadcast. So I liked that. It felt more like you're at the game. And
100%.
Another positive was I think the game was broadcast in 4K.
Yeah, like the picture quality, whatever cameras they were using, lens angles, like,
it was awesome.
Yeah, it was terrific. It looked really cool. And just even like the close-ups they had, like, I guess they had at least a couple cameramen on the ice or something because they were zooming in on all the players. So it was pretty cool perspective. I think that would probably, it was cool to see it tonight. I don't know if that would be something that you're like, I like it. It sounds like you did as well. Like, I'm kind of that hockey nerd. So it's like, it's cool to see the players on the ice and doing their little stick handling session or stretches and taking shots on net. Seeing the players come out from the locker room. I like kind of that perspective. I don't know how much your casual fan likes that over hearing the commentary on the game. Like,
that's a good point.
Is that better for them or more entertainment value than hearing, the Elliot Friedmans or the James Duffy, Jeff O'Neill pregame talk, Darren Dreger? I'm not sure, but for me, like, I probably prefer it because exactly to your point, it does feel like you're almost at the game where it's obviously there's no audio other than just hearing them shooting the puck and passing the puck. You're just getting that ice level audio. And I frankly don't need to hear Elliot Friedman talk. Like, I definitely prefer that kind of vibe. So it was cool.
I also really like the graphics, like the scorecard, not the scorecard, but where you're seeing like Tampa, Toronto, the shots,
nice and clean.
Nice and clean,
I liked it.
crisp. Yeah. Wasn't crazy on the panel. Like, of course, we had Messier. We had a woman named Blake something.
Who I had never heard of before.
I'd never heard of the other two. Messier was okay. Like, I wasn't blown away by Messier.
No, he hasn't ever been good for me. Like, he's been on the TNT broadcast. Yeah. I don't find him very good. It's unfortunate because I don't think, like, Mark Messier and Wayne Gretzky, obviously two of the greatest players of all time. You think Gretzky's great? I don't like him.
Gretzky.
I think he's improving, but he's boring. he's boring.
Interesting. I would say that he injects personal anecdotes, and he's very casual out there. And
he's kind of like Ron McLean to me.
No.
Like he's like just telling like, I remember when I played, like here's what we did in the intermission. Like,
but he's more off the cuff
than
Ron McLean. Like Ron McLean's better, so polished. Yeah. He's so straight and narrow.
And boring.
Gretzky and boring. Well, that's for sure. But yeah. Gretzky has said some things that are a little bit like not safe for work on the broadcast. And maybe I'm just getting this from clips on social because I don't often watch TNT. But like I've seen a couple highlight reels of Gretzky saying things that are a little bit like edgy.
Okay. So maybe I've missed those. Yeah, because for me, like I like obviously Biz, Henrik Lundqvist. When they're on the broadcast, PK Subban's good too. Good. But then I find when it turns to Gretzky, he's either trying too hard to be funny, and I don't know. I mean, perhaps he has a decent sense of humor, but it doesn't like match up well with like Biz or Henrik Lundqvist or even the host on the panel. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that angle. I'll take that angle into consideration next time I see Gretzky out there.
But yeah, the panel was great. But I did like the play-by-play and the color commentary way better than anything Sportsnet provides.
Really?
For a Leaf broadcast. Yeah, like I can't deal with Craig Simpson. Like it's painful.
Interesting.
On Sportsnet. So I did like the broadcast team today. Like the play-by-play crew. Yeah.
Yeah.
So overall, I'd say it was good.
Well, I think the play-by-play team, there was so much going on in the game tonight. Like we got a lot of physicality. We had some dirtiness there from Gensel and OEL, which we'll get into. But like they did have a lot to sort of latch onto and spin these narratives and spin these discussions in between plays and during the play. So yeah, it was an action-packed game. They should have had a lot to say because there was a lot going on.
No, for sure. It was definitely there wasn't a you didn't really have to reach to kind of make the audience engage in the game tonight because there was a ton going on. Obviously, a lot of goals. You had a couple fights, a lot of penalties, some hits. So yeah, it was a fun game, and for sure for a broadcasting team, definitely a lot to work with.
Yeah.
So just going back to in terms of the scoring summary, so we had 2 goals from Willie Nylander. He actually had a 3-point night. The other goals from Matthews, Pacioretty, and Matthew Nyes. So nice to see Pacioretty get on the board. Like I thought, from a perspective of who kind of was playing well, it felt like almost everyone was good. I thought Domi was good. The fourth line looked okay to me. I think Holmberg probably feels more comfortable in a fourth line role, not with offensive players where he's actually expected to do a little bit more with the puck. So I actually thought he played better tonight. Yeah. So he looked a little better to me. McMahon, Domi, Nylander line still looking good.
Really good.
Producing for sure. Producing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They had that one power play. I think it was a power play shift, either in the third or the end of the second, where I thought they could have had 2 or 3 goals. Like they sharp.
100%. And I love OEL, like just the kind of physicality showed. And then just being on the power play, like him over Riley just seems to make a huge difference. Like forget about that. It actually produced tonight. You just feel more comfortable. It looks like the power play intimidates more because it gives you that other option that you don't really have with Riley at the point. So kind of like the look there. Obviously, I don't think the power play is fixed and we're going to see it all of a sudden begin to hum, but it looks better. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Did you notice again they started with the second line at the beginning of the game?
They did, yeah.
They did.
That's becoming a Berube thing. That's his thing, and I don't even think the Matthews line got out second. I think they might have gone to the third line and then Matthews, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong, but
Really?
Yeah, I've noticed that they kind of keep Matthews off for the first two shifts. And I think it's probably more, it seems strange, especially having watched Sheldon Keefe coach team for the last 5 years, where it's like, okay, I don't care what the situation is. Marner, Matthews, go. Whereas like Berube, it's almost like he's like, I need to get my second and third line going. I'm not as worried about Marner and Matthews. I don't know if that's the thought process, but yeah.
No, I didn't notice this. Yeah, I like it too. I think like what we were saying last show is that it holds the second line accountable to like top level production. He's not seeing it as a 1-2 line situation. He really wants that second line to be accountable for a lot of points and going up against opposing teams, big guys. So that was the question I had for you. So when John Cooper sees our second line going out there against his first line, then we put our third line out against his second line. Is he going to recalibrate it to then match up eventually his first line with our first line? Or do we just
I mean, I think I think it depends on the coach. Like, I think John Cooper is probably a guy who trusts kind of obviously his top lines. And I think he trusts his ability to get the lines that he wants out at the right time. Like, he's definitely always been like a matchup guy. So I think he feels comfortable either that, whether it's Point in the Kucherov line, I don't really care who's up against them. I know they're going to be dominating possession. Obviously, tonight they didn't, but I think he feels generally comfortable with his top lines playing against whomever. But I think for Berube, it's probably exactly with that intention where it's like throwing off the coach in terms of how they're going to match up. It's like you might expect that Matthews will come out for this shift, but no, he's not. It's actually the Domi and Nylander line. So I like kind of the, I don't know if it's just so much like a mind game or just Berube trying to get his own group going. So he's like, look, I'd rather see my second line have a great shift and then throw in my fourth line and they forecheck the heck out of their opposing line. So it just feels like it's more, I don't know, probably typical of what most NHL teams and maybe even forget about just NHL, most hockey teams do, where Sheldon Keefe, it was like, I'm just going to assume that Matthews and Marner, no matter who they're up against, will find a way. They'll find a way to get possession, find a way to get pucks on net. Whereas I don't think too many other coaches feel that way. They feel like I got to put my guys in the right position. And if I'm putting Matthews and Marner out for a defensive zone draw, or, at a period of time where maybe they're not able to generate, that's going to be wasting some of their ice time. And Berube doesn't want those guys out for 22, 24 minutes like Keefe did. So for Berube, it's going to be like, I'm going to put them out at the right times when I think there is either, it's been a long shift for one of Tampa's line and we can change on the fly and get Matthews and Marner out and then maintain possession. So, kind of liking a lot of what I'm seeing from Berube. But that's a good call out by you because it definitely was something that not just tonight, but I've seen in all the games where it's like he's kind of being a little bit, obviously it's calculated, but I just like kind of how he puts lines out and when.
I noticed on Saturday night, though, when we played the Rangers, that we had like Kampf, Holmberg on the ice in the last, I think it was Holmberg. It was our fourth line, Reeves on the ice with like 3 minutes left, and we were down 3-1.
Trailing. I don't know what happened there. That was weird.
That seemed weird. Okay.
Like it was, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Berube thought the game was out of hand and he just wanted to send a message, but it was like a 1-goal game at that time, right? I think when they put the fourth line out, they were only trailing 2-1.
Yeah, because they got the empty netter.
They got 2 empty netters. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Still hit the under, though. Whew.
Oh, yeah, the under. I actually hit a nice same game parlay on the Leaf game tonight.
Oh, yeah?
It was an absolute grind. I think it was either an 8 or a 9 leg parlay.
What?
And like I don't know. I don't know if I was just bored in the afternoon, but I'm just like adding different legs. And I got greedy. Or at least I thought I did. But so here's what I had.
Yeah.
And obviously I can foreshadow a little bit of foreshadowing. It hit, but here's what I had. So Ryan McDonough, 1 block shot or 1+ block shot.
Okay.
That was the biggest sweat because that didn't happen until like 5 minutes left in the game.
Oh my God. Wow.
I took Chris Tanev, 2+ block shots. I think he had that before the puck dropped.
He had that in warm up against his own team.
Then I had Cooch, 2 shots, 2 or more shots. That hit. I had Matthews, 3+ shots.
You got
that
6
hit.
tonight. You got 6 shots tonight.
Yeah, there was no sweat there. I think he had that in the first period. OEL, 1+ shot. That hit. I had the Leafs on the puck line +1.5. That was pretty much over very early. Then I had in the first 10 minutes, Tampa Bay +1.5 puck line. So that was a little bit of a sweat because it was 1-0 Toronto.
Yeah.
So I just needed Tampa to not be down by 2 in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So that hit. I had over 4.5 goals. That was an easy one.
Yeah.
And then I had under 5.5 team goals for Tampa and under 5.5 team goals for the Maple Leafs.
Oh, that was a close one. So you're glad that Holmberg's goal was back.
I was so pissed off when I'm like, no, Berube, don't challenge. It's okay. You've won the game. We're good. We're good. We don't need it. We don't need it.
I don't think he was allowed to challenge. I don't think he was allowed to challenge on that call because it wasn't a goal on the ice.
It looked like he was trying to, but they wouldn't give it to him. And I think he just needed Holmberg to score a goal so he could justify why he was in the lineup again.
He's a 4th liner now. Okay, wait, give us the numbers. So what were your odds? What was your wager?
So I put just under $50. I put like $48 on it. And it returned. Yeah,
that's
a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
For the 9-leg parlay.
Yeah.
Wait, so
well, I kind of figured most of them were like sure bets, but obviously in hindsight, actually, this was I had 10. This was a 10-leg parlay. That was crazy. I won't be doing that again.
What were the odds? What'd you win?
So the payout was 185.
Oh my God, that's not actually huge for a 48.
No, it's not. No, because I mean, most of them, like the Tanev 2+ block shots, no odds there. Matthews 3+ shots. Kucherov over 4.5 when the game total was 6.5. So I took a lot of lobs, like little fastballs, you could call it. So yeah, I felt confident with it, obviously, but 10-leg parlay, probably not the wisest move to repeat.
I mean,
I'll take it.
Yeah, that's good. I hit Nylander anytime goal scored tonight, so very happy about that.
Nice.
But I always bet the under, like pretty well every game I bet the under. And the under for the Leafs has hit, was this our 5th game or our 6th game?
Game number 6. Yeah.
So we've only gone over once against the Kings.
Did we go under against New Jersey? Yeah, I guess it was 4-2. Yeah.
So I'm like, with Stolarz as hot as he is, I'm riding that under.
So you're going to pick the over tomorrow because Wool's playing?
Is Wool, you think he's in for sure?
Supposed to. Like, I think Berube said it's a possibility. It's not confirmed, but it looks like that's where it's headed.
Are we off to Columbus or we're off to Columbus? We're not in Toronto.
Off to Columbus. Yep.
Okay. No, I think, I mean, the Columbus Blue Jackets are going to beat us. Like, it's a guaranteed lock. We're going to lose. We've lost so much to Columbus.
We have Berube now. I think that has changed now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was a Keefe issue.
Do you? I think we lost
I hope.
to Columbus more last season than we lost to, like, I don't know.
Good teams? Any good
not
teams?
The Bruins. No, we lost to the Bruins the whole
Well, we
season.
lose to the Bruins no matter what. Yeah, if they're good
so
or
that's a bad example.
Playoffs,
but a good team, like let's say the Panthers. Like I think.
Yeah, well, we beat Florida one time last year. I think we beat Arizona once, but we either lost twice to Columbus and twice to Arizona, maybe? Was it twice? Did we lose both times? I can't remember now. I blocked it out.
Why are you putting Arizona in the discussion right now?
No, because we were talking about like how they lose to bad teams, right?
Sorry,
right. Yeah, so we lost to like Ottawa. We lost. We always lose to Buffalo. it's always been a trend with Keefe where it's like, oh, yeah, here's a easy gimme game, Buffalo, Ottawa, Columbus, and then we take the L.
Always take the L.
But this year,
we took the L against the Canadiens this year.
Yep. Yeah. But deserve to win, then beat the Penguins, beat the Kings. Not that the Kings are a doormat team, but I don't know. I'd like to think that that luck is changing, or at least that kind of player mentality going into those games might be different under Berube, where you're not going to have like, oh, we're playing Columbus and we're losing 3-0 10 minutes in. How the hell does that happen? Yeah. Columbus hadn't scored 3 goals in the past 2 games, but yet they've got 3 in the first 10 minutes against our team. So hopefully we don't see that tomorrow, but I think because we've brought it up, we probably will.
The
omen.
The omen. There's Zachary saying here that we only lost to Columbus because of Line A fan.
Yeah, I don't know if he was even playing. Was he playing in the games? Because I can't remember. I think in one of the games he was definitely out. Maybe he played in one of the Columbus games we played to them. We played against them.
I think he was playing when we lost to them in that like big fashion, like 6-4 or something.
Oh, yes, I do remember. Yeah, for sure he played because I think he may have got a goal in one of the games. I could be wrong. But yeah, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. I mean, obviously, second of a back-to-back, usually a tough one, especially with travel. Not that it's a far travel to Columbus, but be interesting to see. As far as maybe
how far Columbus is from Toronto, absolutely zero clue. It's in Ohio. I have no idea.
It's in Ohio. I mean, a flight, it's probably like 2 hours.
Okay.
And it's not, I mean, obviously they ain't driving. I think driving, it's got to be 10-ish.
Okay.
It might be a little bit more. I think I actually did that. I did do that drive one time. So I probably should know a little bit better. But
time to hop in the car,
be at least
Benoit.
10.
Time to get on the road, Benoit.
Yeah, can you? That would be so funny if they're actually like taking a bus there, give them like a little taste of, if you guys don't keep playing well, you're going to be riding the bus because you're being the AHL. So if you want to get these chartered planes everywhere we go, keep playing well.
Oh my God, I can see Berube making a move. Like he gives out the belt and he gives out the bus every game. Like,
that'd be hilarious.
I'd love that. The best player, the bus take it to the worst player. Wherever they're going, they're taking the bus.
Yeah, wherever. Yeah, I'm sure he'd be like, okay, I won't do it to you against Columbus, but when we have to go to Buffalo, we're riding the bus. We're riding the bus. We're going to do the 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
So as far as other than maybe Joseph Woll playing tomorrow, what would be a potential lineup change for you? I think it's always tough for a coach after a big win to change anything. I think the obvious would be, well, yeah, obviously every player contributed, so do it exactly the same. But I don't know. There's one guy, number 89.
Oh God, he was so bad tonight.
Horrible.
Nick Robertson was terrible.
Horrible. Like I don't know. Like are there still people on Twitter who think this guy's getting 40? Or even 30? Like, man, like his effort is there.
Yeah, it is.
But just the execution is awful.
Yes,
James?
James saying, get Robertson out.
Oh, I thought you all of a sudden thought my name was James. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I agree, James. I think he should be coming out. I think Pacioretty, I mean, obviously the goal was kind of a weak one, so I'm not going to like glaze on Pacioretty, but I think he played well enough to earn one more game tomorrow. But yeah, I'd take Robertson out first. If not Robertson, Holmberg. And I'd probably put Revo back in. No. I don't know if anyone does.
Did you see Pacioretty's interview? I have a point here. Did you see? Sorry, I wasn't meaning to silence you or anything, but I was just
no. I was done there. You're good.
Why I bring it up? Did you see Pacioretty's interview in the second intermission? I guess it was.
I did. Yep.
Where he said something about how it's he's learning the system and he's learned that even goal scoring doesn't keep him in the lineup. I wondered if that was a slight jab, if he was being a little coy by saying that.
It may have been, actually. I didn't think about it at the time, but I wouldn't be surprised. Surprised. Because, like he even had a quote after he was I guess, confirmed as out for like a second consecutive game. He said, like, yeah, like I'm not happy with it, but I don't need to be. It's obviously on me to make sure I get back into the lineup. So working hard, all the cliches, But I mean, it may have been because I think obviously with his contract, like his base salary is peanuts. He has to get that bonus by, I think there's one bonus if he plays 10 games, but then the other one is playing 35 games.
35? Okay.
35. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously a long way to go. So I don't think he'd be pissed off that, he was obviously, convinced to sign a deal, but then Berube had no intention to let him play 35 games. I think there's a lot more time for him to prove that he should be in the lineup at least, for half of the games, if not more. But it may have been a little bit of a jab that like, first game you play me, I score a goal. What the hell are you playing 89 for? He's garbage.
Literally, Nylander put that cross ice pass on his stick in the goal paint, basically.
Yeah.
And he didn't convert.
No.
And he just
had a couple other chances. He's fanning on it. He's falling down. It's like he's going into a puck battle same time as the either back checker and he falls down or he turns the puck over. It's like he's a talented player, but an NHL top 6 forward for a contending team, he is not. Like, I don't think there should be that much doubt of that anymore. Like, I get it. Fans were excited about his preseason heroics, but, I mean, preseason is preseason. And was he decent in limited playing time last year? And could you have made the case that, hey, he just needs more opportunity? Yeah, but what's the excuse now? He's been playing every game. He's had enough time. He played with Tavares. I mean, like, is the only way he's getting that opportunity that fans want him to get is if he plays with 34? Like, sorry, that's not going to happen if you're not doing anything on line 3. You don't get a promotion by doing nothing. And then the coach will say, oh, I know he's not doing anything, but let's play him 20 minutes and see what happens. It doesn't work that way in the NHL.
Yeah, he doesn't fit on our lineup.
No.
I don't think he'd fit well on any NHL lineup with the way he's playing right now.
Potentially not, but I mean, like, you'd have teams like San Jose, Anaheim, who just need a guy who can, even on your power play 1, because they just don't have the depth that the Maple Leafs do. And even our depth isn't great, but you're not getting onto line 1 or power play 1 on the Maple Leafs right now, unless you're doing a lot more than he's doing right now. Like, you've got Nyes and McMahon and Domi can't even get power play 1 time. And clearly they would have been, in terms of the pecking order, they would be able to convince Berube to put them on well before Robertson. So it's not going to happen for the guy. Like, will he find a way to put a couple pucks in? Sure. But once you get guys like Dewar and Yarncroke back, I can't imagine Nick Robertson is still here. Yeah.
No, I think you're completely accurate. Like, most Leafs fans in the world trade him. Yeah.
If you can. And I think that kind of just goes to show, like, not to dwell too much on Nick Robertson, but I think it is kind of a hot topic, especially on Twitter, because you had that huge faction of Leaf fans that were like, oh yeah, after the preseason, Nick Robertson, he's going to get 30 goals. Like, just give him the opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of other Leaf fans were like, no, like, yeah, he can put the puck in the net in a preseason game, but it's going to be different when the real games begin.
Yeah.
So, like, it's interesting because, like, obviously after his preseason, it's not like teams were knocking on Tree Living's door to acquire him. So maybe it's only some Leaf fans that just think that the kid's got something crazy to offer, and there's such a high ceiling there. I don't see it.
I'm not a buyer.
Nope. Hard sell for me. Hard sell. But I don't think you're selling high if you're the GM of the Maple Leafs right now. What is it? 0 points now? I don't think he has a single point.
I think he's assist.
Does he?
I don't know. Take a look.
Oh, I was going to say if he got one tonight, but he did not. So I think he does have one apple.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. He
What?
does not.
Oh,
Nothing.
that's so
Nothing at
bad.
all.
Is he one of the
No,
only guys in the
no,
team?
he doesn't.
One of the only
Yeah.
one of the only forwards without a point? Probably.
Yeah, I think I think Holmberg was there before. I think Revo maybe.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
One of the
I think Ryan Reeves, Chris Tanev, Robertson, Simone Benoit are the only guys that have basically like played and then Holmberg has an assist, Camp, Lorenz has 2. Yeah. And I think more importantly, with Nick Robertson, like he's not doing anything else. Like it's not like he's there to kill penalties. He's not like Camp isn't a great contributor, but at least you can say, well, he's on the PK, he's taking faceoffs. What's Nick Robertson doing if the puck isn't going in the net for him?
Yeah, no, he needs to get on the goal sheet for sure, or
big time,
a little bit more.
Agreed.
Yeah, but you know who did get on the goal sheet tonight? I think I don't know. On the broadcast, they called Stolarz' pass a secondary assist, but was he given the apple for that?
No, he didn't get it. He would have been like the because I think he passed it up, and then
Matthews,
what was the combination there?
There was too many passes. That's fair.
Yeah. I think it was on the Matthew. Was it on the Matthews goal or no? On the power play goal?
Yeah.
I think it might be the power play. So it was Mitch, Willie, Matthews. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was a great pass. Absolutely.
Yeah, super good pass, stick to stick,
all the way up to the other blue line.
Yeah, every pass in that sequence was amazing. Like that's what we paid those big guys for, and that's the power play we want to see. So going in the right
totally. Well, I was even thinking after Saturday's game where it was like, okay, like obviously it wasn't a terrible effort. They were kind of in there until the end with obviously the Rangers, who were arguably or are still arguably the most impressive, the best team in the NHL right now. But it felt like, again, like even though Matthews got a goal, you weren't really getting, the execution from the top guys in that game. And it felt like more of that, okay, here's again, a good opponent, the top guys not really doing enough to get this team a win. Was it going to be the same against Tampa? And clearly not, because obviously great effort from Nylander. Matthews got on the score sheet. Nice. So, I guess it just kind of makes it even more confusing or up for debate. Like, was tonight more about Tampa being bad? Or do we feel confident that, the big guys, maybe they are feeling more accountable under Berube, and we might see a different kind of look, different, in terms of the pressure they're feeling to perform. We might see them kind of rise to the challenge against these better teams.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I think we shut them down. I don't know if it was as much of Tampa not showing up as a couple bad penalties they took. We got on the power play quite a lot. I felt like Stolarz was red hot, but they had their opportunities. Like, what were shots by the end of the game? Like 34 for Tampa, something. It was above 34.
Yeah, they were both pretty high for both teams.
And then we blocked 18 shots, so like there was no lack of gunpowder chances for the Tampa Bay Lightning. I just think we did such a good job, and Stolarz.
For sure.
Your best defender, as they say, your best penalty killer is Stolarz. He certainly was, but he was also a big part of, keeping the puck out of the net. Number one guy.
For sure. And I think it is just kind of a different vibe. Like when you watch these games and all of a sudden your goalie is the best goalie on the ice. Like it hasn't happened for this team for like a long, long time. Like I'm not just talking last year, like even going back to Jack Campbell, like Freddie Anderson obviously had some great moments. I'm not going to knock him too much. Obviously his playoff performances, not so much.
Especially with the Hurricanes, but anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, like we've never really, and obviously it shows up the most come playoff time, but very rare has it been that the Maple Leaf netminder was the best on the ice, It just hasn't been something the Leaf fans have been able to get accustomed to. But through 6 games, like obviously Shesterkin was the best goalie on Saturday. But aside from that, and obviously the Canadiens game, Sam Montembeault obviously stood on his head. But in between those games, like Stolarz has been amazing and Hildeby had a great game. So the goaltending has been a breath of fresh air.
I don't know why, if this is just me being deviant, but I want Wall to get lit up in his first start.
Whoa.
I do.
Whoa.
I do.
Explain.
I don't trust
why?
him. I don't like that he's always injured. I want Stolarz to be our guy. I feel good with him in net. And
For sure.
I think he's deserved it.
But it would be nice to have 2. It would be nice to have 2.
Would it? Like, Hildebeest is fine.
Yeah, but you're not. What are you going to do with Wall? Like, if he's healthy, he's got to at least be on your bench.
No, maybe. I get that, but I don't know. I think it would be.
Chad, is there anyone over there or anyone over here other than Caroline that's hoping for Wall to either get hurt or completely shit the bed in that tonight or tomorrow night?
You use such millennial vernacular there. Hey, chat. But I know who you're talking to. But
yeah.
Chat. That's what they say. It's not like, hey, gang. It's hey, chat.
Yeah, wasn't that? I mean, that's what the cool kids call it, right? So I figure I could.
Very well done. Well played.
Yeah, thank you.
Impressed.
Thank you. I stole that. I heard that on Twitter.
Did you?
Something like that.
Or was it Leafs Poppy? You can confess.
Could be Leafs Poppy. Yeah, everything happens on Leafs Poppy. All the great verbiage and lingo you get from there.
Okay, so it doesn't seem like.
So Zachary says he doesn't want him getting lit up. He doesn't want him lit up.
So does username with no E. But like they just don't. Willie gets his flowers. Double goal scorer.
He was great. He was good tonight. He was all over it. Even like obviously the 2 goals stand out, but he had a lot of chances. He's been very good this year. Like I can't knock him. And I'm usually the first one who does, but his play this year has been really good. And I don't want to say like shocking because you would hope a guy who's making 11.5 will kind of be one of your top players most nights, but no issues with his game so far.
I truly think
Zachary likes Wall.
Yeah, I think everyone likes Wall. I apologize. I spoke out of turn there. I just really like Stolarz, and I don't want to be dealing with this media narrative of who's the number 1 goalie, who's the Wall. It's Wall's net. It's not Wall's net right now. It shouldn't be Wall's net.
No, not right now. You're right.
He's fragile. I don't like that about him. But
But having Willie, 2 good goalies is a good problem to have.
Yeah. Back to Willie. Willie had so many great opportunities on Saturday night. I think he was on a warpath tonight to redeem himself.
It felt like it. Like, yeah, he was all over it for sure. Loved his game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, big time.
Nick Robertson all over the place today. I take Holmberg out. Yeah, I'm okay with Holmberg over Nick Robertson. I just think, Nick Robertson, I mean, maybe he just needs to take, it's not like a permanent press box seat, but for 1 game, I think it would be good for him to maybe take a step back. Like, I think his effort was good, to your point, Corrado. I thought he's competing, which you like to see, but at the same time, he's there to be productive. So if he's not putting the puck in the net, and he's not even getting a lot of shots on goal, it's not like he's, I think he had 1 shot on goal tonight. Like, he's a one-dimensional offensive player that's not doing that dimension well at all.
Yeah. Okay, so Antonio brings something up. If Wall's back tomorrow night, he's playing Tuesday's game. We then have a Thursday nighter and a Saturday night game this week.
Uh-huh.
That's where the questions are going to come. If Wall plays well, who's going to be starting that? If they obviously they're probably going to put Stolarz in Thursday to give Wall a break. But then the question is, who gets Saturday's game? Like a marquee game. Where are we going Saturday?
The Bruins were in Boston Saturday.
Right. So that's a huge game. As they like to say, a measuring stick game. I think that's kind of bullshit. I think. Sorry,
especially in October. Yeah.
I just don't like that term measuring stick game. Like right now, there are no measurements that have been made. Like, of course, you imagine these teams like the Rangers are going to be big performers, but like on any night,
Yeah.
the Leafs crap the bed against the worst team or like crush one of the better teams like we did tonight with Tampa. So I don't know. Yeah, like coming down the
I
stretch.
think Bruins would be more,
measuring
I think to Zachary's point, probably more revenge game
Revenge
factor for
game.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That
I mean,
is-
we've been saying it's a revenge game against the Bruins for like 6 years now, and obviously hasn't worked out very well. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, for
Yeah.
how many years have we wanted revenge on them? Even more than 6. Yeah.
Do you think Reeves is gonna get any looks at the lineup? Probably on Boston.
I'd like to see him.
Probably Boston.
Could be Boston. I'd like to see him tomorrow. I'd like to see him back in tomorrow, but I don't know if Berube would make like 2 changes. Like I could see Holmberg out maybe. Well, I don't know. Like for me, I could justify Holmberg and Nick Robertson out.
And then
I guess you'd really only have Revo right now. So no, scratch that. I would take. I'd like to see Revo in over Holmberg or Nick Robertson.
Okay. Yeah. You know what I liked about tonight was there was so much physicality. Like obviously we had that like back check that OEL dumped on Gensel. And then there was like Gensel and Domi went at it with Gergensen. And at the end of the game, there was like there's like a scuffle at the end of the game. So like this sets up a really exciting season series with the Lightning.
Yeah, for sure.
Blood.
Yeah, there are going to be some competitive games, and obviously there's a lot of hatred there between those two teams. Not that there's other than the core guys for both. There's been a lot of changeover with both teams, but I think with any division rival, there's always going to be that ramped up kind of physicality, and certainly saw that tonight.
Did you hear this? Scotiabank Arena was chanting, "Where's Stamkos in the third?"
Oh, really? I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Really?
I saw it on Twitter. I saw it on Twitter.
Oh, is that kind of just to, I guess, piggyback on the Winnipeg Jet crowd? Did you hear that against the Pittsburgh Penguins?
No.
Where they were saying,
where's
Ruther McGroarty?
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably took a page out of their books. I found that hilarious that the Jets crowd did that.
Well played, Jets fans. Well played.
Yeah.
They deserve their flowers, the Jets, right now. They are.
Yeah, they're like undefeated.
Such unsung heroes. Nobody seems to ever get hot around the Jet. Like nobody, even when the Jets, are really hot, like should play really well in the playoffs, should go deep. Like no one's ever picking them to go through.
Well, yeah, and I think that's kind of the problem. I guess similar to our club, the Maple Leafs, where it's like, how many fans or analysts, experts are going to be picking or backing the Maple Leafs to go far in the playoffs when they haven't done it ever in any of our time. So I think the Jets kind of have a similar type of, stigma or tag around them where it's like, great regular season team, but like that was a pretty pitiful performance against the Avalanche where first game they looked amazing.
So bad.
And then after that, it was like Hellebuck couldn't make a save. Like that was a bad scene. So we've got from Garp, do you think Reeves will continue to get scratched? We kind of cover that. Like, I'd like to see him back in, but like I was kind of hopeful with Berube because I think Revo, at least compared to someone like Robertson or like Holmberg, David Kampf, I feel he offers at least as much in terms of impact. Like, obviously, he's not as offensively inclined, but again, I don't think you need your, as I always say, like I don't think you need your 12th forward to be able to score goals for you. He's got a role, and it's to get on the forecheck, be physical, intimidate. And if he's doing that, I feel that's more impactful than a one-dimensional Nick Robertson not getting a single shot on net in a lot of games, So that's where I kind of justify having more of Revo, but feels like Berube is really going to play him maybe at most once every couple games.
Yeah. And then Garp had another good question here. I don't know if we have a prognosis on Hakanpää and or a timeline on him and Duer's return, but Hakanpää's skating. I know he's at practice.
Yeah, he's been skating for a while. So has Dewar. I think they're both on a minimum 10-game LTIR, so it's not anything that obviously will be an option for this week, but probably towards whether it's middle of next week, end of next week, there'll probably be some talk of one of these guys being eligible to come off. Whether they do or not, we will see, but they can't really take either of them off until they trade someone. They won't have the cap room. They won't have the ability to, just based on how many players they have currently on the roster. So as we've been saying for 3 months now, there's got to be a trade coming. There's got to be. But they're probably
won't be. I think Robertson's trade value is just...
Yeah. And we said it, I said it earlier, if they couldn't trade him after that preseason, 0 points through 6 games, probably not going to have teams knocking.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just me, or at least play better when Reeves is scratched? Sometimes it feels that way. No, I don't think it's just you. I think that's fair sometimes. I do think with Revo, I think it does, I don't know, maybe it gives them a little bit more courage. I've liked their game more often than not when Revo's in there, but yeah, I don't think you're wrong. Maybe sometimes they are playing better, but I just like Revo being available for that, extra kind of physicality element and intimidation. But trade Timothy Liljegren, Zachary, I am a big fan of that action or activity. I have to think he's getting traded, but hard to trade a guy that you can't even play right now and showcase. Like he's not able to get in the lineup. He's played 1 game so far.
Yeah. They're not even showing him on broadcast as much anymore. They're literally burying the guy. I didn't see him tonight in the press box. Did you?
Have you made any calls to Robida Island? Is he there?
I was checking the chartered flights, and his name wasn't on a manifest.
Okay.
But maybe he's on
we think he's still in Toronto.
He's been put on a bus to Robida Island.
Well, yeah, I don't know if they could get anything back from him at this point. So whatever they have to do to get that money off the books, they could really use it. Get Myers in the lineup. I agree, Daniel.
Daniel loves you're loving Myers. I think he mentioned that earlier in the chats too.
Well, I don't know. And obviously put it in the comments, Daniel. But for me, it's more about Myers over Timmins and over Timothy Liljegren. I just think I thought Timmins was actually okay tonight.
Me too.
But when you look at the advanced stats on the pair of Timmins and Benoit, they kind of got crushed. Obviously it didn't hurt them because the pucks didn't go in the net, but in terms of shot attempts and chances, it wasn't a great night for that pair. And I'm not saying Benoit was great, but obviously I don't think Benoit is coming out. I think he still offers a lot more than Timmins does, and I wouldn't mind seeing Philip Myers. Probably won't be happening after a big win tonight. As we were saying earlier, Berube is going to be everything I kind of thought about doing before the game worked out. Let's keep it going. Keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
Leafs dominate Tampa start to finish. Agreed. Kind of shocked. Yeah, Antonio, 100%. How many games? And that's why I was saying when we first got on that felt like one of the best Leaf games in a while, because obviously they've had a lot of great games under Keefe. They've won a lot of hockey games, but a lot of times it felt like, they played 40 minutes of good hockey, but they almost let that team come back in the third period, or the other way around. They were playing great in the first period, built up a lead, or the other team, they had to make a comeback. So this felt like a 60-minute hockey game. It was impressive.
Zachary mentioned Benoit pointing at the scoreboard. I don't remember that. Do you remember that? What?
I don't recall seeing it. I saw a couple people commenting on Twitter. I missed that as well. I missed that one as well.
What was
unfortunately.
the context? Why was he pointing at the scoreboard?
That I don't know. Hopefully we can get Zachary to answer that. Do you think there's any point of having Dewar? I don't think they're going to play Dewar over Camp. Yeah, Garp, I think that's fair. I think the plan for Tree Living would be to find a way to get Dewar in the lineup. He's making whatever it is, 1.1, 1.2. So I don't think he's a healthy scratch when he's ready to come off LTIR. But at the same time, there's really not a spot for him right now. So it goes back to, yeah, they've got to find a trade. They've got to put someone on waivers, hope they get claimed. I don't know. But I would think, at least for Tree Living, Dewar is one of their 12 forwards at some point when everyone's healthy.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess the scuffle, Benoit was like getting into it with Chernak, and then he pointed at the sword.
Yep. Okay. Nice. I like that. I
I guess like alluding to the fact that they're getting lit up. So that's funny.
Yeah.
I like that. That's very good.
I like that. Like, getting a little bit of confidence and swag. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you should throw that on Leafs. You should throw that on Leafs Talk, Josh. I might try to find a clip of that for my Instagram.
Yeah, that probably would make a good clip. That's a pretty nice little statement, little showboating. Love that.
Yeah, I guess it was near the end of the game. Yeah, must have been.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what Antonio's saying at the end of the game. Yeah,
Thanks.
I probably just had turned away, or maybe I was looking if my bet had cashed. I'm like, have I got all these 10 legs? Like, okay, well, yeah, green light. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think for tomorrow night, maybe I'll stick to only like an 8 or a 9 leg same game parlay.
So funny.
I'll play it more conservatively.
Yeah, be very conservative. Just 8 tomorrow night.
Yeah, just 8 random legs. Yeah, with the game of hockey, obviously, it's going to obviously go exactly how you feel it should or where the odds say it will. So yeah, 8 legs feels pretty good. Yeah. How excited are you guys for Saturday versus the Bruins? Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. That's going to be a fun one.
But
yeah,
our last game against them was in Boston, so I don't know why the puck's dropping against us again. But anyway, just
probably conspiracy theory. Yeah.
Don't always fight. Yeah. Okay, I should take my dog out.
Your what?
My dog is growling.
Oh, your dog needs to go out.
I would turn the camera, but she's looking at me because I haven't taken her out since the end of the third. I haven't taken her out
I know all too well about that look. So yeah, you got to go ahead and do that. I think we're gonna wrap anyways. We're coming up to the hour, but appreciate everyone for attending. We kind of got a lot of pretty good number here in terms of the audience. So really appreciate the support, guys, and hope you're enjoying the post-game pods here. Any final words from you?
Well, I was going to say, if we have a good audience, then to follow us on socials. I'm Caro Toronto on Instagram. Post lots of hockey stupid stuff and smart stuff.
Smart stuff. And a lot more smart.
And Josh is fan favorite over on TikTok, Leafs Talk. So check out his page as well. He's got lots of great commentary.
Do some fun chats and sometimes put out some good content. At least I'd like to think so, but some people don't quite agree. But that's what makes TikTok fun, that you're going to have people not liking your stuff just as much as they're going to like it. So
yeah,
it's all fun games. But yeah, to your question, Antonio, I probably will be going on for a quick live on TikTok, so you can probably find me there. But that's all for us for tonight. We will probably be back tomorrow night. Caroline, I'm not sure if you will be, but we will definitely talk. And we're play it by ear.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Lots of fun tonight. Thanks everybody for your great contributions. Always more fun when we have you involved in the chat too.
Yeah, for sure, guys. Definitely keep showing up and keep putting stuff in the comments. It definitely makes us have a lot more to talk about. So we definitely appreciate the support and the commentary. So have a good one. Great win for the Leafs tonight, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Oh, Canada. Put on a suit, drink water. Don't drink and drive. Hey, man, call your mother.
It means nothing. It means nothing.
Nah, they lying to you. It's about the money.
Now you're more fluent.